Sir, standard steps for developing JDBC application, right? To develop any JDBC application, okay, what are various standard steps are there, sir? The first step, of course, we covered, sir, very briefly in the last session, but now I have to talk in detail, sir. What is the first step? Load and register. Load and register driver class. Are you getting what is the first one, sir? Load and register driver class. Sir, once driver class loaded and registered, now we have to establish connection from Java application to database. Are you getting? Sir, what is the second one, sir? Establish connection. Establish connection between Java application and the database. Are you getting? Established connection between Java application and the database. Are you getting? This is the second one we have to do. So what is the first step, sir? Load and register driver class. Second one, sir, establish connection between Java application and the database. Sir, now what is the third one we have to talk? Sir, once connection is ready, I have to send my SQL query to the database. To send and execute SQL query to the database, sir, we required one vehicle. That vehicle is nothing but what? Statement object. In the last classes I covered clearly, right? Sir, prepare or create statement object. Are you getting what is the third step, sir? Create statement object. Okay, like, sir, once statement object is ready, sir, now we are in a position to send and execute SQL query. That's why what is the next step, sir? Send and execute. Send and execute SQL query. Sir, I want to send and execute SQL query. Once we send and execute SQL query, now you will get the result, sir. Most of the times result is going to come in the form of result set. That's why process result from the result set. Are you getting? Process result from result set. I have to process the result from result set. Sir, now what is the next step we have to discuss, right? Close connection. Are you getting that? What is the next step, sir? Close connection. That's all. Are you getting? If any person is asking, can you please tell what are various standard steps for developing JDBC application? These are the 6 steps you have to explain, sir. Of course, I will spend 2 to 3 hours only for these steps so that you will get much clarity on the concept. Can you spell out, sir, what is the first step? Load and register driver class. What is the second one, sir? Establish connection between Java application and the database. Sir, once connection is ready, to send our SQL query to the database, sir, which is statement, which object is required? Statement object. Create statement object. Next, send and execute SQL query. Sir, by using statement object, happily we can send and execute our SQL query. Once we send and execute SQL query, now I will get the result. Sir, process result from result set. What is the last one, sir? Close connection. These are various standard steps are there to develop JDBC application. I will explain all these steps in detail. Up to this is the clear, right? Okay. Now it's very clear for you people. Sir, what are various standard steps for developing JDBC application? Sir, 6 steps are there. Now let me talk about the first important step. Load and register driver class. Are you getting what is our first step, sir? Load and register driver class. Just in the last classes I covered already what is driver software, what is the driver class. Just a few minutes let me explain, and then for this activity what we have to do, that part I will discuss, right? Sir, I have Java application is there. Assume that this is a Java application, right? Sir, I want to communicate with the database. Are you getting? I want to communicate with the database from Java application. From Java application, if you want to communicate with the database, sir, some special software is required. That special software is nothing but driver software. Are you getting? So from Java application, if you want to communicate with the database, okay, some special software is required, which is nothing but what? Driver software. Have you remembered in the last sessions I covered already, sir? What is the need of this driver software? To convert Java calls into database specific calls, database specific calls into Java calls. Sir, this driver software acts as translator. So if you want to communicate with the database, compulsory required software is driver software. So usually driver softwares are available in the form of jar file. Are you getting? In the form of which file, sir? Jar file. That's why first step, we have to make this driver software available to our Java program. For that, the corresponding jar file we have to place inside class path. Everyone can able to understand, right? Sir, step number 1, if you want to communicate with the database, first activity what we require to do, sir, driver software we have to make it available in the class path. Clear for all of you, right? Sir, most of the times driver softwares are available in the form of jar file. That jar file we have to place in the class path. Clear, right? But here one small thing you have to aware. Type 1 driver is there, sir. Do you know type 1 driver is also known as JDBC ODBC bridge driver. Have you remembered in the last sessions I told? Sir, type 1 driver, okay, is available by default at the part of JDK. Are you getting? That's why it is already available with the Java software. We are not required to set any class path if you are going to use a type 1 driver. But if you are using type 2, type 3, type 4 in the future, yes, compulsory we require to place jar file. Clear for all of you, right? Okay. But anyway, sir, with respect to type 1, I will explain. Don't worry about that. For type 1 driver software is automatically available at the part of JDK. We are not required to set explicitly. Clear, right? Every driver software is identified with some special class. Have you remember, right? Every driver software identified with some special class, which is also known as driver class. Okay, in the last classes I explained, sir, every driver software identified with some special class, which is nothing but what? Driver class. Sir, for type 1 driver, what is the corresponding driver class, right? sun.jdbc.odbc.jdbc odbc driver. Are you getting? What is the corresponding class name, sir? sun.jdbc.odbc.jdbc odbc driver. This is the corresponding class name. Sir, we have to load and register this driver class. Remember that, sir. Sir, if you are working with any driver software, sir, only 2 activities we have to do. First one, make sure driver software available in the class path. That is the corresponding jar file available in the class path. For type 1 driver, we are not required to do anything because it is a part of JDK. Next, for every driver software, corresponding driver class is available. We have to load and register that driver class. But to load and register this driver class, sir, what method we have to call? Sir, usually which method I want to load a driver class, which method we are going to use, sir? Do you know? Class dot for name method. Sir, class dot for name. You can load any Java class, even driver class also, by using which method we can load and load Java class, right? Class dot for name. Class dot for name sun dot jdbc dot odbc dot jdbc odbc driver. Remember this one. Are you getting? Sun dot jdbc dot odbc dot jdbc odbc driver. This line is the responsible to load the driver class. So at the part of, okay, first step at the part of developing our JDBC application, first step, load and register driver class. For that, what we require to use? Class dot for name. Now it's a very clear, right? So from Java application, if you want to communicate with the database, driver software is required. Every driver software is identified with some special class, which is nothing but driver class. That driver class we have to load. Any Java class we can load by using class dot for name method. That's why driver class also we can load by using what? class dot for name method, right? Sir, every JDBC program starts with this first line, sir. Remember this one. What is this line? Can you spell out? Class dot for name method. For which purpose we can use class dot for name method, sir? To load any Java class, to load our driver class. For type 1 driver, we are not required to set any class path, because type 1 driver software available at the part of JDK. For type 1 driver, corresponding driver class name is sun.jdbc dot odbc dot jdbc odbc driver. We require to set this one in the, we require to load this by using class dot for name. Clear, right? Okay, so load and register driver class. This is the activity what we have to do, sir. Sir, up to this, let me explain. Here, just let me summarize, sir. Observe that. What is our first step? Load and register driver class. Sir, from Java application, if we want to communicate with the database, some special software is required, which is nothing but driver software. Sir, we have to make driver software available to our program. Regarding what is the driver software, we have to make that driver software available to our program. Next, every driver software is available in the form of jar file, and hence we have to place this jar file in the class path, sir. So to make driver software available to our program, what we have to do, sir, we have to make sure the corresponding jar file available in the class path. Next, type 1 driver software is available at the part of JDK, and hence we are not required to set any class path explicitly if it is the type 1 driver. Next, every driver software is identified with some special class, which is nothing but driver class. Next, for type 1 driver class name is sun.jdbc.odbc.jdbc driver. Okay, sir, we have to load this driver class. Okay, any Java class we can load by using which methods are class dot for name method. Any Java class we can load. So hence we can load a driver class by using what? Class dot for name sun.jdbc.odbc.jdbc driver. Is it clear for all of it? So if you want to develop your JDBC application, what is the first step, sir? Load and register driver class. For that, how you can perform loading? Class dot for name and driver class name we have to provide. Sir, here I am explaining everything with respect to type 1. Sir, once after completing our standard steps, how to work with the type 2, type 3, type 4, I will discuss. Don't worry about that. Clear up to this, right? Sir, now I have one small doubt, sir. What is our first step? Load and register driver class. Correct, right? Sir, for that, what line I wrote, sir? Class dot for name. Class dot for name. Can you spell out, sir? Sun dot JDBC dot ODBC dot JDBC ODBC driver. Have you observed? This is the line what I took, sir. Now I have one small doubt about this line. What is the doubt here? Yes, do you know this line only load driver class, but our step is load and register. I never perform registration, but how it is, sir? I'm not performing registration, just I loaded. But who is responsible to do registration? Some people may have the doubt, sir. Here, one very, very important point you have to aware. Sir, in this line, what I'm doing? I'm loading. Whenever we are loading any Java class, internally static blocks are going to execute. I hope you aware, right? Okay, internally which block is going to execute, sir? Static block will be executed. Best example, suppose assume I have class student, sir. I have one class is there named with a student. Sir, in the student there is one static block I'm taking, system.out.println static block. System.out.println static block, like this I took, sir. This is the student class contain static block. Similarly, I have class test is there, main class. Okay, public static void main method, string array args. Okay, from test class main method, what I'm taking? Class dot for name of student. Are you getting? Class dot for name of student I'm taking. Observe. So, but whenever we are using class dot for name, we responsible to handle multiple exceptions. Okay. So, I'm not interested to handle any exception. Throws exception I'm taking. Sir, have you observed? If you execute test class, yata part of test class, student class will be loaded. Whenever student class is going to load, automatically static block will execute or not? Yes, automatically the static block by default will be executed. If I run student class, what is the output by default? We will get a static block. Observe that. Are you getting? So whenever we are loading any Java class, automatically static block by default will be executed. Clear for all of you, right? Okay. Sir, make sure this point I want to use for our JDBC application. Sir, do you want me run this code, sir? Just observe that a bit carefully, sir. I'm taking a simple class. I'm taking a simple class here, class test, but before that I'm taking class student class. Just typing, sir, class student class static block. Within the static block, just I'm taking system.out.println, system.out.println. Okay, student class static block I'm taking, sir. Student class static block I'm taking. Same example, whatever I wrote on the board, sir. Now let me take inside the test class. Here I'm taking, can you please guide, sir? Class dot for name, okay, student I'm taking. But maybe a chance of class not found exception and so on throws, okay, exception. I'm not interested to handle any exception, sir. Sir, let me save this code, sir. Inside d colon Durga classes is my current working directory. In that, I just let me save test.java. Okay, like, sir, have you observed, right? Inside the test class, I'm loading which class, right? Student class. Let me run this code, sir. Let me run this code. Okay. Let me go to from d colon Durga classes Java C test.java. Yes, perfectly it's valid. Now Java test I'm trying to take. Sir, have you observed? Whenever I'm executing Java test class, internally I'm loading student class. Whenever we are loading student class, automatically student class static block will be executed or not. Observe that, sir. Observe, there is one small problem is there here. Just observe that. Okay, let me set here class path explicitly. There is a small path setting problem is there, sir. Let me take this one JDK bin, like, let me set class set path is equal to like this. There is a small problem, sir. Don't worry about that. Can you please let me execute this code, sir? Java C test.java Java test. Have you observed? Whenever I'm executing student class, whenever I'm executing test class, internally I'm loading which class, right? Student class. Whenever we are loading student class, automatically student class static block will be executed. Everyone can able to understand, right? Okay, that's all, sir. The same point I want to use. Up to this is the clear, sir, core Java related concept. Whenever we are loading a Java class, automatically static block present inside that Java class will be executed. It is the normal core Java concept. Sir, here I want to use this point for our JDBC application. Observe that. Whenever we are loading, okay, sir, driver class. Inside the driver class, static block is there, sir. Okay, class JDBC ODBC driver. Are you getting? It is a driver, it's a class. Inside this class, there is a static block is there, sir. What is the static block is there? This static block is what it is doing? JDBC ODBC driver is equal to new JDBC ODBC driver. Sir, it is creating this class object, and then driver manager dot register driver manager dot register driver of driver, sir. Driver manager dot register driver of driver. Sir, now take a bit special care. Internally, if you want, I will show this internal code also. internally, whenever we are loading JDBC ODBC driver class, automatically static block present inside that driver class will be executed. That static block is the responsible to register this driver. That's why whenever we are loading driver class, automatically registering with the driver manager is going to be happen because of this static block. We are not required to perform this registration explicitly. Everyone can able to understand, right? Sir, some people may ask us, sir, just you loaded by using class dot for name, but where is the registration? Whenever we load the driver class, inside driver class static block is there. That static block is the responsible, okay, to register this driver with the driver manager. Clear for all of it, okay? So yeah, the part of our JDBC application development, developing JDBC application. What is our first step, sir? Load and register driver class. For that, how many lines of the code I require to write? Only one line. What is that line, sir? Class dot for name sun dot JDBC dot ODBC JDBC ODBC driver. Of course, if it is the type 1, whenever we are using this line, automatically registration is going to be happen because of static block. Clear for all of you, right? Okay, that's all. We are not required to register explicitly. Okay, now I have one small doubt, sir. Can you please show this code internally? You may ask, can you please show this code internally? Like, sir, type 1 driver, this Java class is the part of type 1 driver. Type 1 driver is available at the part of JDK. Inside JDK, sir, there is JDK is there. Inside JDK, JRE will be there. Inside JRE, lib is there. In the lib, rt.jar file is there. What is that jar file, sir? rt.jar. If you extract this jar file, in that you can able to see this class, right? Okay, by using decompiler, okay, if you open this dot class file, okay, by using which software, sir? Decompiler. Observe, by using decompiler, if you open dot class file to .java, then you can able to see this one. Are you getting that? So if you really interested, sir, you require to install decompiler and extract this jar file and the dot class file open by using this decompiler, then you can able to see .java file. In my system already decompiler I installed, sir. Sir, compiler .java to .class, decompiler .class file to .java file. Just open the Google decompiler for Java program, then you can get Kavach like multiple software. Install that by using, you can open this .class file as .java, you can able to see this static block. Sir, let me sir show this one so that you people can get much clarity, right? Observe that, observe a bit carefully, sir. Sir, in my system, okay, don't worry about all this nonsense. Here in my system, sir, I'm going C colon program files Java, C colon program file Java, JDK 1.7 is there, sir. JDK 1.7 JRE, in that lib, JRE lib. Have you observed, right? Just have a look once, sir. I mean currently in which location, sir? Can you please observe, sir? C colon program files Java, JDK, JRE lib. In the lib folder, there is one jar file is there, sir. What is that jar file? Is rt.jar. Are you getting? Just if you extract, right click, extract to RT, then rt.jar, RT folder by default you are going to get. Already I extracted, sir. Now I got RT folder. Are you getting? If I open this folder RT, in that multiple sun, RT sun is there, sun dot JDBC dot ODBC. In that sun dot JDBC ODBC, have you observed, right? So RT sun JDBC ODBC. In that JDBC ODBC driver, have you observed, right? This is our class name, JDBC ODBC driver. If you open this by using decompiler, in my system already decompiler I install, then, sir, do you know this is the JDBC ODBC corresponding decompiler, sir. Sir, let me copy paste this code in my editor so that you people can get much clarity, right? Sir, let me copy paste this one in the edit plus. Observe that. Let me copy paste here. Have a look once, sir. Sir, do you know this is the code, who developed this code, sir? This is the internal code, sir. Internal code of, okay, can you please observe that? Can you please observe public class JDBC ODBC driver? Okay, like in this, there is one static block is there. Can you please observe this? Can you please observe what is this one, sir? Static block. In the JDBC ODBC, this is the static block what we have. In the static block, what it is doing, sir? Forget about this. All these are things, right? Just let me simplify. JDBC, ODBC, okay, tracer like 1 minute, sir. 1 minute. Here, see. What it is doing? Can you please cross check, sir? JDBC, ODBC driver, new JDBC, ODBC driver. Next, driver manager dot. Yes, can you please read these two lines, right? JDBC ODBC driver, JDBC new JDBC ODBC driver, driver manager dot register driver. Sir, this is static block present inside which class, right? JDBC ODBC driver class. This is static block is the responsible to register this driver with the driver manager. Clear, right? Okay, sir. Now anyway, all this nonsense, the people who really want internal things, otherwise you can ignore, sir. Just simply remember, yeah, the part of developing our JDBC application, what is our first step, sir? Load and register driver class. For that, only one line is required. What is that line, right? Class dot for name of your driver class name. Sir, internally static block is there. That static block is the responsible to register this driver with the driver manager. We are not required to do explicitly. Clear, right? Okay, so to load and register driver class, how many lines of code we require to write? How many lines of the code we require to write, sir? Only one line. What is that line, sir? Class dot for name. Okay, that's all. But here there is one very important good news I want to tell for you people, right? What is that important good news here is, legend this one. Sir, what is the current version of JDBC we are using? JDBC 4.2 version. Correct or not? What is the current version of JDBC, sir? JDBC 4.2 version, right? Sir, from JDBC 4.0 version onwards. Can you spell out what is the version, sir? JDBC 4.0 version onwards or Java 1.6 version onwards. Listen very carefully, it's a good news, sir. JDBC 4.0 version or Java 1.6 version onwards, we are not required to load and register JDBC driver explicitly, because from the class path JVM automatically will load the driver class, right? Are you getting? So from 1.6 version onward, this step we are not required to perform. From the class path, automatically driver class will be loaded by JVM. We are not required to do these steps, sir. So until JDBC 4.0 version, 6 steps are there to develop JDBC application. From JDBC 4.0 version onward, that first step we can able to remove. Are you getting that? Load and register driver class is no longer required from which version onwards, right? JDBC 4.0 version onward. Most of the people don't know about this concept. That's why they're always going to start class dot for name, which is really not required. Clear for all of you, right? Next, to load and register, there are multiple ways are there, but actually not required. There are multiple ways are there. Sir, in YouTube I published one video, sir, almost various funniest Ameerpet ways to load and register driver class. Almost 10 ways I told, but I will share that video or otherwise that PPT for you people, so that just go through that. But that steps are not required. Clear for all of you, right? So at the part of JDBC development, what is our first step? Load and register driver class. Load and register driver class. How many steps are required? Only one line. Class dot for name of driver class name. But from JDBC 4.0 version onward, this step also not required, because JVM will load driver class automatically. Clear for all of you, right? That's